a lot of times life after football, man, like when the crowd isn't cheering, you're not coming out. People deal with that differently. I can only speak for myself. You know, I definitely was up on it like year 6 because I signed a new deal year 4. And look, I was fortunate. Signed a $38 million deal. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, yeah, now you had a milli. Chill out, bro. Relax. Let's not do that. But that being said, my point is that, okay, that's something that could set you up for life if you do it the right way, right? Yep. I feel as if I did it the right way. I had a plan. I had a plan that I made for myself, and then, you know, I'm still going through it right now. But a lot of people don't get an opportunity to make that type of money, and even if you do, how many people are you taking care of? How are you going to live that lifestyle? You know, you still got the same bills when, you know, you're not playing anymore. How was it for you, someone that you were a first-round draft pick, then your second contract was the biggest ever in NFL history? Did you have people coming out of the woodworks? Did you take care of people on the first contract? Like, how did that go?
No, I mean, like, of course, I, like, helped my mom, and which she didn't really need help, but just – it's my mom, you know, and then really, you know, I bought when I got my second contract, I bought my mom, brothers, like cars and stuff like that, you know.
What was the gift what was that first gift you bought yourself? Because, like, look, you already had nice things. You already had toys on your first deal. I'll never forget when you was like, yo, I bought a boat. You come into the locker room talking about you bought a boat, and you like, yo, come outside, check my boat out. You was like, you spent $1 million on it. I go outside and see the boat. There's only 2 people. It was a 2-seater.
No, it wasn't no 2-seater.
Cigarette boat. How many people could fit in it? It ain't no
6.
yacht.
It was 6. No, it wasn't.
Right. So if I'm thinking I'm spending $1 million on a boat, yo, we partying on that thing. Ain't no party on the cigarette boat.
Yeah.
What are some other toys that you had that you look back and be like, is there anything that you look back and be like, yeah, I shouldn't have did that? You know, I kind of, with me, I've had like some like crazy weekends when I've like burned 50, 60,000, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't really like a gift guy.
I don't think it was anything that I regret. Only maybe like doing some deals, like getting into a restaurant, like, you know, I had
investments.
Three different restaurants. Like I don't even want to say the name of this damn thing.
What type of investor are you? Because I feel like you.
Well, I wasn't like you, and then that's why you more inspired me to be hands on and know everything, do everything, like, you know, everything that happens.
Oh yeah, that's my money.
Deal. And then I wasn't thinking like that because I was more influenced by the owner of the entire, you know, franchise,
right?
And, you know, he was just like, the way he made it seem, it was easy, and he made a ton of money. He had boats, you know, 200 footers and things like that. So, but it was not like that.
When and how did you learn financial literacy? Because we don't grow up with that. You know what I mean? My whole thing was like, shit, I grew up broke. I ain't never gonna be broke again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I used to go. One of my good friends from home, Jason Mallon, he was working as an intern at Goldman Sachs down there on Water Street in New York. So I put like my first meal with some guys at Goldman Sachs because it was definitely secure. Sachs, yeah. And then every summer I went and I kind of like fronted like I was like learning what they was teaching me, but at least I was keeping them, you know, up on it. So what about yourself?
I would say it was like probably later on, to be honest. And it was just like maybe leaving the NFL. I was like, man, these checks ain't coming in. Like, you know, I was like, hey, we got to get this down because that, you know, you got that nest egg. I think it just come through. So it's like more about figuring out, like, you know, you'll hear every deal in the world, you know, like, and my thing is like, why do you need my money? Right. You know what I mean? Like, why do you need my money? Like, you know, got everybody else.
Because they broke.
So that's why I was just like, no, just stop investing and then start investing in things like where it's your time, it's your, you know, it's our name, you know, our name brand, like our
know how to leverage your name, know how to leverage, you know, if I'm gonna bring some money to the table, I don't need to bring no hundreds of thousands, you know what I'm saying? If I want points in what you're doing, I'm probably going to want to bring some money because I want to be an owner and everything. But definitely with you, I didn't really get my financial literacy fully, like until I would say when I retired. But I always had checks.
Was it when you got your BA? I mean,
Yeah, I mean my MBA.
I mean, not your MBA.
My MBA helped, but to be honest, man, like in like 2005, 2006, you know, you get in these checks and you're 25, 26 years old. It's like, all right, what do I do with this? So then I wanted to do some alternative investments, and I had these guys from Long Island. I was holding mortgages, so I would, you know, I would, you know, put money towards a building, and I would be the bank. You know what I'm saying? I was holding mortgages, and we were getting 14% back. But here's the trick: I was only getting 5, and they was getting 9. So that's how they was doing me, because I wasn't smart enough to know to look between the lines. And then my business manager, my financial advisor now, since that day, like she found the loophole, because they was robbing, like they had like 7 athletes. And the only thing I won, I never gave power of attorney. And I remember that from the Cosby Show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't never give power of attorney. So they weren't really able to really get my bread. But it was crazy to me that people that I was supposed to be trusting are really lining me up to get bread, to steal your money, because they broke.
Oh yeah,
they broke, and we targets.
Yeah, no, I've had a financial advisor that I sued and won against.
What's the most bread that you almost lost?
Almost lost? Probably about 20.
20 million?
Yeah.
Did you lose it?
No.
Oh,
No.
20 million? How you almost lose $20 million, bro?
Just trusting, thinking.
Was it you being aggressive, or was it you trusting? Because I know you could be aggressive with your investments at times, but was this one on you, or was it on the
it was
adult?
them. It was like, they were scammers.
Right.
You know, kind of like, but they show you everything, and then you start really getting into it, and then it's just like, no,
right,
come out. And you know, like, oh, why, this and this, and that's what's like, hey, now, that's why you like, why you need my money,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, hey, this is so viable, so great. You can go borrow some cash. You can get hard money borrow, you know, like 10, 12%. Why you need my money? So that's why I had to scale back. You know, I mean, that would have been a damn chunk.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, and that's how you get got, because you want to do other things. You're getting, you know what? At one point, you're getting $14,000 a week, $30,000 a week, $100,000 a week, $200,000 a week, and you're only 25, 26 years old.
And getting up a check to be
you know what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying.
Every week is $1.1 million, $1.2 million.
You're not gonna go broke partying.
Yeah.
I partied. You're not gonna go broke. You're gonna go broke when you gain these different assets. You want to invest. You get wild and crazy, and you don't have any financial literacy. So I would say, man, take some time in the off season to, you know, learn about your money, and however you do it, but you should take some time to learn about your money. If your money's in the bank, go to the bank, hang out at the bank, you know what I'm saying, and go over your accounts and things like that, because both of us, we've been out of football for a long time. I've been retired 15 years. You still got 14, 12.
14 years.
Yeah, you still got to provide for your family after that. You know, I just seen my man Sean Alexander's wife is pregnant with her 14th child. You know what I mean? I'm like, God damn. But what that tells me is that man was smart with his money, because there ain't no way you're gonna have such a big family and not be financially secure, because the lifestyle, like you said, the lifestyle changes and the checks ain't coming, but your overhead is still the same. What were some of the things that you did to get your overhead down once you realized that, okay, these $100,000 checks ain't coming, but these bills is about $80,000 a month?
Like not needing, like, I mean, like my cars are paid for, but not needing like a number of cars, you know? I got down to like, hey, like, start having like a bunch of new cars, because I remember I had like at one point I had $1 million worth of new cars, like Ferraris, like
you
Phantoms.
Just buying them. How does that go? How does one acquire $1 million worth of cars?
I mean, it just sees, if I saw something, I liked it.
Yo,
I
see,
want it.
yeah, you're impulsive.
But then I went to, but I lived in Florida too, so I had cars here and I had cars there, so they're not all the same, but they're like, I don't know, like I always like nice things. Like I grew up having like nice cars. So just always.
You grew up having nice cars?
Yeah, I mean, like I had, in high school, I had a Oldsmobile Bravada. You know?
Like my brother. My brother is a car guy. I wasn't really a car guy. Like, me and Albert, one season we went to Vegas for our bye week, and I don't know. Like he said, he likes cars. He likes nice things. He's also an impulsive shopper.
It's not impulsive.
It's impulsive when you buy the Ferrari off of the floor in the MGM. I would say that's impulsive.
I already had it in my head. I wanted a Ferrari.
So you wanted to buy that one?
Well, I just saw it. I was like, yeah.
My man, hey, that's a true story. My man bought the Ferrari off the floor of the hotel casino. That was baller. That was baller. I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah. I mean, I've done some baller things. Nothing in that fashion.
No, you're not a car guy.
No, I like to take trips. I like to travel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Bougie bully coming in full effect. So how did you finally learn about your money? You know, I know you're financial literate. You know, you're good now. But how did you finally, like, to the point? Because even me, like, I'm good. Like, I'm in the space, like you're saying, like, why you need my bread? All right, well, let me see the deal. And then I got checks and balances. So how...
Well, it was just, because I always want to be that investor, right? You want to be that guy that keeps building money. Like, I never wanted to sit still. Like, I always wanted to keep climbing. So one of my things was just like, I look at the most wealthiest people and families, right? Say the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, like all those. Let's say like the Rockefellers, for instance. Like back in the 1800s, like they pulled their money together and they started like whole life insurance policy. They got a whole life insurance policy, so their money's always growing. So whenever they borrow money from themselves, which they would, instead of going to a bank, they borrow it from themselves. That money is still in there, and that money is still growing. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense. Like,
makes sense. I understand it.
Like, you're borrowing your money. Like, if you want to you go buy a car. Like, if you're borrowing it from your policy, you know how you pay. I mean, either you write a check or are you paying like interest on it or whatever, right? Yeah. Well, that interest should be to yourself. So you can make that payment to yourself, and it costs you 5%, but your money is still making 7 or 12%. So you're actually paying that money back, and you're gaining instead of giving that interest to somebody else. So I wanted to figure out, like, are you telling me all these years, these dudes ain't never had an L? Like, so I'm just like, how did they do that? So that's when I start really looking into that. They say like Trump, like how you filed bankruptcy like 7 times and you still a billionaire.
Yeah, I be wanting to know that. Well, shoot, like
it's the same. That's the same thing he's doing. That's the same exact thing. It's like he's done it sometimes dirty ways. Like he's literally, he's literally borrowed $10 million from a bank. Take that $10 million, put it in his policy, which is in a trust. And then he files bankruptcy. Well, the bank's coming after him. He has no money
because he put it in the trust.
But that $10 million is sitting in that life insurance. I mean, that policy.
And he can pull on that when he wants to.
That's how he continues because he runs that trust like another person. You can't sue that trust. So I mean, that's just like that's the way how they do it.
But you know what? Now that's funny because I'm not gonna hold you. This is true. When I retired, I told my financial person I want to learn how to get money like white people. So that's what I've been doing. Like because I say that as a joke, but it's for real because you don't learn that. We're not learning that in our neighborhood. Right. So once you get a certain amount of capital, there are certain things that you can do, but nobody's coming through and necessarily telling you. You got to learn it on your own. So, that's why I asked you that, how long it took you to kind of get financially savvy and learn some tricks of the trade so you could wet your beak a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, if I would have learned that like back when I was 20 years old.
Bro, if I would have known, put it like this, man. If I would have known real estate and money and all that stuff, like I know now at 25, before Nashville became what it is now, oh man, I would own a lot. You know what I mean? I would own a lot of property, a lot more property than my house here in Nashville.
I remember us talking about like you're like a spot that you would go rest at, like downtown. You were like, man, I remember you saying this.
Building.
You're like, I could have bought this whole daggone building.
Could have bought that whole building. Yep. Didn't even know nothing about it. Well, the thing was, I could have bought that whole building, but what I didn't understand about real estate is the simplest part, right? If it's 300,000, you only got to put 10-20% down.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So my mind wasn't churning like that.
60,000,
Yeah, I'm like thinking X's and O's. I'm thinking 300,000. I ain't got 300. I'm putting 300,000 into that. Or something's $1 million. I'm not putting $1 million into that. That's the financial literacy part that I definitely was missing. But I wasn't gonna go broke because I wasn't gonna spend on unnecessary things.
Well, so that's the same thing I did with the boat. So I never had to put all that money up to have it. You know, cars, a couple of them I did. Mostly I stopped doing, and then I started financing, and then I just started like old cars is what you want to put your money into.
Gotcha.
Because they're gonna go up in value.
Right.
Bullseye View.